regardless what length the hair is and what texture the hair is, I always tell people, especially for longevity, let it sit and do its own thing. However, if you need something immediate, you're going to have to diffuse.
Right.
Diffusing should take anywhere between 40 minutes to an hour. If it take less than that, it ain't diffused.
Right.
And then obviously, every time you diffuse the hair, if you want voluminous, it needs to be away from the scalp. It needs to sit up. So angles.
Yeah, angles. Okay.
If you do it like this, it ain't. It's gonna stay right there.
Yeah.
You need to make it go up.
Got it.
Any porosity hair, obviously everybody gonna do something different. Your porosity changes, so do not be married to any product. I start by saying that all the time.
That's good.
Don't be married to any product. Your hair porosity change, especially I'm talking strictly to women, especially women. When the inside of our body changes, everything else changes with it. So we gotta go with the flow. It's okay. That don't mean your hair is messed up because you had to go to a new product. It just means we changing.
Right.
We evolving. And you might come back to the product. So that also don't mean throw it away.
Right.
But you said the regimen?
Yeah. Products or regimen recommendations.
For what kind of hair again?
Medium porosity.
Medium porosity. I would have to feel it. I say this all the time.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it needs to start with the shampoo and the conditioner.
Right.
First of all, when you shampoo your hair, it should always be at least 2 to 3 shampoos because you should always be clarifying it. And then you should follow it up with a hydrating shampoo and conditioner.
Right.
If you use products in your hair.
Right.
That don't mean every time you wash your hair you have to do a intense clarifying. It just means sometimes you need to intensely clarify your hair because if you're doing wash and goes, if you're doing twist outs, if you're doing updos, it should have been done with a product, which means you need to take it out.
Right.
Also, they also mean don't use only conditioner for a wash and go. But that's beside the point.
Right.
What do I recommend? Always use a leave-in conditioner. And I always say a spray because it's lightweight on the hair. You don't want nothing that's too heavy.
That'll weigh your hair down.
That'll weigh your hair down. Or they can combat the product that you're going to need to use to actually do the style.
Right.
So that's always something also that you want to take into consideration.
Right.
Honestly, anybody who know me know that I'm a foam girly.
Right.
I'm gonna use foam on every texture.
Right.
But especially like if the style was a wash and go, I would use a foam. If it's a flat twist, I would use a foam for medium porosity for sure. Right. Because it's gonna set the curl.
Right.
Okay, this is subjective because it depends on your hair growth cycle, how healthy your hair is. Again, life balances. Right. Retaining the most length, anything that you literally have low manipulation to. Right. A wash and go, I would not consider completely
low maintenance
because you got to do it so much.
Right.
You got to refresh it because you also be wanting it to look a certain way.
Right.
Right now, again, I love your mini twist. All the girlies are on mini twist. I would definitely tell people to stay in a twisted style. If you need more moisture and to retain moisture, which is going to help retain the length, flat twist.
Got it.
I normally can touch people's hair and I could okay, well they said assuming your health is good, but some people also don't know that they got low iron. Some people don't know that they got some type of thing going on inside them. However, assuming your health is good, it could be the water in the city or town that you in. It could be the products that you're using and the sun. We in Texas, for example, for anybody in Texas or anywhere like Texas, you could be using the best products and the sun will literally dry it out. I tell people all the time, I don't know if y'all like sun hats, but you know, this is the perfect time to
wear one.
Sun hat. If you outside in the garden, if you outside running, if you are outside girly, you need something protecting your hair. Right. Because it don't matter how healthy your hair is, how healthy you are, the sun is going to naturally do its own thing. This is how come everybody feel like their hair lightens in the summer because the sun is naturally dyeing it. Y'all got some good questions.
Yeah, I do.
Again, the less you do to your hair, the better.
Yeah, less manipulation.
Less manipulation. Again, a lot of our hair growth, nail growth, skin problems come from within. Yeah. So I normally tell people to take a pill. Sometimes though, it's genetics. There's nothing we can do with genetics. Yeah. What we could do is keep the hair that's on there and healthy. Yeah. But if it's a genetic issue, there's nothing we can do. So I tell people all the time, look at the women in your family on both sides, mother and father's side. If they got thin hair at your age, you didn't have it, realize that this is probably your reality. Right. It's probably your future.
Right. Now, do you think, this is just me going along with this question, do you think that there's an ingredient, like a lot of people have been loving rosemary oil.
They've been what?
Like loving rosemary oil for growth.
It's stimulating.
Yeah.
When it tingles,
yeah,
your hair is like invigorating.
Right.
So
right.
it's activating. It's
Right.
like a soda.
Right.
When you drink a soda, you burp because
Right.
of what is it in the soda? Like
carbonation.
The carbonation.
Yeah.
So that's the best visible example I can give you about it.
Right.
When you spray it on there, imagine the inside of your cuticle
Yeah.
just like
Right.
now I'm ready to come out and sprout out.
Right.
But you gotta be consistent. That's the
Right.
only way you're gonna be able to do anything or get any growth from anything is consistency.
Right. Do you recommend a really good, not really good, because I guess all rosemary oil is rosemary oil, but is there a particular rosemary oil brand that you like or not really?
Y'all is gonna kill me.
Mio.
I like Mio. However, if it was burning your scalp, any product, stop using it.
Yeah.
It's not just Mio. Any product that's burning you,
it
needs to go. Stop using it.
Right. Right.
I mean, I also, again, y'all know me though. If you come here, I use Influence.
Right.
I use a rosemary spray. I use anything that they got rosemary in it.
Right.
And carbon.
Right.
If you want to fade, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Or you want it shaped. If you want it shaped, then when it's in your
they probably talking about shape because they love my shape, so it's probably
that's what it is.
Yeah.
If you I don't know, I think you did record me shaping your hair.
You did.
You gotta cut it in angles.
Yeah.
Whoever you go to needs to cut it in an angle, even if you want it in the fro. So if you just want to refresh your fro and make it look like a shape, then you gotta cut it in that shape in that natural state. If you wear wash and goes every day and you want a heart shape wash and go, I would tell you to come with your hair in the wash and go, and I shape it. That's a curl cut to me.
Right.
That's not a cut for health. That's a cut for shape.
Period. Because I was literally just talking about this before I got here to the camera, that I am a big fan of, like, when it comes to health, blown out is the only way to go. Because I feel like you can only see the true integrity of your curls when it's blown out. That's the only way you can see if it's damaged. Because cutting it while it's curly, you can't really.
Well, curls are very forgiving.
Right.
Of course, you can put a product in your hair and your curls look amazing. You blow it out or you get a suppress and you like,
this is terrible.
Dang, where do these split ends come from?
Yeah. No, I agree.
And then you can, and I tell people all the time, you can really tell. I mean, I show people anytime they come get their hair cut. You can tell what ends need to go. The ends is obviously the oldest hair on your head, so it's the deadest hair on your head.
Right.
When you balance out your inside, then you'll see a difference in your hair.
Okay.
So iron pills, take your iron pills.
Yeah. So what about protein? Protein, as far as protein deficiency.
I don't know. I'm not okay. I'm not a. Obviously, I'm not a medical professional.
Health. We're not health professionals. People.
Yeah, we're not health professionals. Yeah. But if you got an iron deficiency, it'll show in your hair. You can feel it.
Yeah.
And when you start seeing your levels in general and all around level out, you'll see a difference in your hair, nail, and skin.
Right. So let me ask you this. Going off of this question, can you reverse protein overload?
I don't know. That's a good question. You talking about your hair?
Yeah.
Like if I put protein on your hair?
Yeah.
It's just like a relaxer. Sometimes you gotta cut it out. It depends on the person. Sometimes you gotta cut it out just like relaxer.
That's why you need to be careful, people. If you're watching this, be careful when you use protein. Like
and how much.
And
then I would honestly tell you to just stop and use moisture.
Yeah.
Condition.
Yeah.
Any type of retention comes from low manipulation.
Yeah.
Your growth cycle, that's something that you need to know, your hair growth cycle. Right. So like generally I tell people 3 months. Some people hair grows super fast and they're 2 monthers. Right. Some people hair goes slower than 3 months and they're 4 monthers. Right. So figuring out what your growth cycle is will help with any retention. Yeah. Cutting off the dead ends will help with retention. Right. And the only reason I say low manipulation is because the less you do to your hair, the less you speed up or slow down that cycle. Right.
Isn't it really based on application though?
Yes, and the product again. Like you could never. Well, you could. Some people can never just use a foam. You got to figure out which product is right for your hair. Right. Some people need combinations. You got to figure out which combination is best for your hair. And then you won't freeze. Also, again, I know y'all be wanting the instant gratification, but if you literally just let it dry on itself, a lot of my people they know I just stick them under the dryer so they won't have a cast over their hair from the foam that I use or anything. But I do not diffuse almost anybody's hair. Yeah. Because it can also cause it to freeze. Yeah. But if you want that look, then you can get that look too. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your thoughts about hoodie dryers?
I love
washing
dryers.
those.
I tell everybody just because it's not disturbing the hair at all. It's just it's really just hovering over
your hair. Yeah.
It's not disturbing.
It's kind of really just creating a cast.
It's just creating a cast.
Yeah.
I detangle everybody's hair regardless. Right. So before I do any style, I'm gonna detangle it. So when I get to the part of application, if I'm keep doing this, I'm not looking for how smooth I feel it. I'm looking for the look.
Yeah. The definition of it.
The definition of it.
Yeah.
You can't do it too many times because you're gonna disturb the curl in its natural state. And that's what you want it to be in its natural state.
Right. Right.
I also rarely smooth. I'm a shingler for sure. I'm a shingler or I finger twirl. Everybody who come get wash and goes from me know that.
Right, right. How do you like the best time to detangle for a wash? In the bowl, or I guess in their case, a shower, or after? Because I know I'm big in once I'm in the shower, I'm detangling with the deep conditioner in. But I noticed that you like to do it outside of the bowl. Why is that?
I think I don't detangle. Sometimes it depends on how matted your hair is.
Yeah.
When I'm at the bowl, if I can finger your hair and I can get my hands through it, that's detangled enough for me.
Right.
Because, and it really, honestly, is probably just for y'all. Because if I have a lot of hair that I detangled at the bowl and then I come and do a detangle and you see more hair, you psychologically, you're going to be like, she just ripping out my hair.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to do it both times.
Right.
After I wet it from detangling in the shower, you still going to have, the wetness going to also cause it to still mat up.
Right.
Or clump up.
Right.
Or twirl around itself, whichever it may be. Right. And when I detangle it, when you sit down or when you detangle it sitting down, you still going to see fallout and you're going to be like, my hair just falling out.
Right.
People come to me all the time, like, my hair falling out. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah. 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 Favorite detangling brush?
Favorite detangling brush? Unbrush.
You guys know I always talk about that. You ever tried the Felicia Leatherwood?
No.
That's a good brush.
Is it?
Yeah, I got it sent to me. That's a good brush.
You like it?
Yeah, and
I'll try it next.
It's expensive though. It was like $21.
The unbrush
for a brush?
Like 15, or nah, it was when it was like long stop. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see which questions I already went through.
Yeah, also, like, I barely use a brush at the because I really tried my hardest not to disturb the curl. If you get a press, then I'm already trying to stretch the hair as naturally as possible without heat anyway. Yeah. So the techniques that I do is completely different than if you get a natural style. Right. But if you get a natural style, I'm truly trying not to disturb the curl as much as possible.
Right. Okay, we got to settle this debate once and for all. I'm looking straight at the camera. We have a professional hairstylist behind me doing my hair. This is a natural professional hairstylist as well. People want to know, is there a such thing as straight natural?
Yeah, I probably gonna hate me. No, I don't even understand.
I agree with her. I'm sorry, guys.
When you blow out your hair, if it goes straight, if the heat caused it to go straight, even from the blow dry, it's trained to be that. Yeah. When you train it with heat, that's heat train or heat damage. Yeah. If it curl up when it's wet and you train straight, what is it called?
Straight natural.
A straight natural. I don't even know what it's called because I don't.
Yeah, you don't use those terms.
Yeah. But when it curl up, you should even notice that your curl pattern is looser. It's much looser than what it naturally is because you've heat trained your hair. Yeah. Heat training your hair means that you cause the cuticle to not lay at its natural state. Right. Which would at that point not make your hair natural. Right. Which is okay, but so I think a lot of people feel like it's okay for you to be heat trained because you're not using products or chemicals to get there. But if I press your hair all the time and I can't curl it and I got to do all these tricks to make it curl, it's the same as somebody with a relaxer that damaged their hair. Right.
So at the end of the day, the damage is damage. I'm trying to cover it up with saying like it's heat trained.
The damage is done. At the end of the day, if you can't go back and forth, how natural are you?
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. Because most naturals they're saying their hair is curled. Yeah. If you can't go back and forth easily, then how natural are you? Yeah. If you're okay with a looser curl, then be heat trained. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do you think it is healthy to be a straight natural? I guess the people that like to keep their hair
stretched.
What are your thoughts about that?
In general, my thoughts, because anybody who comes to me know that I also do relaxers.
Yeah.
It's you could be or have relaxed hair and it be healthy. You can have straight hair all the time and it be healthy.
Yeah.
It depends on how you take care of your hair.
Right.
You could be natural and your hair can be in the worst state it's ever been.
Right.
Because you don't do nothing to it.
Right.
Just because you're natural don't mean I can get up and go.
Right.
You gotta hydrate it.
Right.
You gotta feed it like a plant. You gotta put water in it.
Right.
And and I tell people all the time, I can tell y'all don't drink water, which is why if y'all come, y'all know I'm offering y'all water every time. You want something to drink? I got cold water in room temperature in the fridge.
Yeah.
Because your hair grows from within. You're a plant.
Yeah.
It's a plant.
Right.
What you gotta do to a plant? You gotta water it.
Right.
If you're not drinking enough water, I can tell your hair growing, but it's just staying there.
Just staying there. Yeah.
And also, it'll lack luster.
Yeah. Yeah.
So drink your water.
Period. Because I feel like so many people are so caught up on products and thinking like, how can my hair grow with these products? But it's like, no, a lot of it's inside.
Yeah. A lot of it is inside. And I tell people all the time too, like, and a lot of stylists are like, no answer is one way. It's so many answers that's right and wrong. It just depends on your lifestyle.
Right.
And then there's a lot of stylists who will agree, and there's a lot of stylists who won't agree. I'm not trying to debunk nothing that your stylist is doing or any other stylist is doing. For me personally.
Right.
Some people's lifestyle is not meant for them to be natural. If you can't take the time to take care of it, and your hair is breaking off while you're natural,
it's better to not do it than to.
It's better to. Yes, like I'm me. I don't keep my nails done because as soon as it chip, I'm taking it off.
Right.
What's the point of me keeping getting my nails done and I'm washing hair 3-4 times?
And you know it's gonna chip.
I know
that's inevitable.
Chip.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Same thing with your hair.
Right.
What's the point of me being natural? Because it's a wave.
Yeah.
My hair breaking off worse than it was when I was relaxed. Why would I stay natural?
Right.
And it's okay.
I think also people is based on your lifestyle too. Like, is it practical for your lifestyle?
Practical lifestyle. I don't like to do my hair, so I'm gonna try to do as many protective styles or slap a wig.
Yeah.
But don't do what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. So Anya just finished blow dry my hair, as you can see. You guys always ask questions. That's another question I always ask me. How do you get my hair to shape? I told him it started off as a bob. Like, that's really the only.
It started off as a bob. It's just to grow out.
Yeah.
And you know, we accidentally got to that cut.
Low key. Yeah, that was an accident. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting the shrink. Like, when it shrunk back up, I was not expecting that. I loved it though. That was a time.
I know in my head. I was like, but when I seen the picture, I said, oh, she ate.
Yeah.
Because it really, the cut is really in how you style it.
Yeah.
You gotta style it right.
Yeah. No, you ate that. Like, to this day, people go back and take that photo and be like, this was tea. Like, I have people to this day, older women actually saying, like, for their 50th, they want to get their hair cut in that shape. But I'm like, I didn't get it cut in that shape. It was a bob and it shrunk up like that. So don't go telling them people, like, this how I want my hair and that's not how, you know.
But they still got to cut it to get it like that.
Yeah.
And again, like, okay, you don't have this, and I'm not trying to talk about anybody do, but if you had like a super wide neck, you would have to angle it so much more in the back to make it even look like that. So you would have to cut off like hair that's probably gonna grow back, and you gonna look like you got all these little fuzzy pieces. Right. But that's just because your hairline in the back grows out.
Yeah. I have to go to